this civil lawsuit that was dropped, dismissed.
That shit took a lot out of me. I was angry. I haven't been that angry in a long time. Uncontrollable anger. Like, you don't put that on someone. Like, that's the thing that you better be super sure.
Okay, so let me talk about something that's been bubbling under the surface for a while now, and it's finally starting to boil over. Multiple people, and I'm talking about people who don't even run in the same circles, have been coming forward saying the exact same thing, that Beyoncé isn't just Jay-Z's wife standing by her man. She's allegedly the one running the entire operation. The sabotaging, the blacklisting, the controlling, all of it. And when you start connecting the dots, it paints a picture that's hard to ignore. We're talking about Nicki Minaj making allegations, Solange allegedly distancing herself from her own sister, abandoned children, strict rules Jay-Z reportedly has to follow, and a trail of female artists whose careers mysteriously fell off after crossing paths with the Carters. So let's get into all of it. This whole conversation really picked up steam when 50 Cent came out and flipped the entire narrative. Because for months, everybody had been going after Jay-Z. The allegations, the lawsuits, the exposure, it was all aimed at him. But 50 said, hold on, y'all are looking at the wrong person. He suggested that Beyoncé is actually the one in charge of the relationship and that Jay-Z is only who he is because he signed some kind of contract that ensures Beyoncé participates in all the Hollywood business dealings.
Look, when Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyoncé. Mm-hmm. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those fucking trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. He had one.
Exactly.
He had one.
He ain't show up.
He has like 20 now.
He got it for the music. Jay got it for the
I'm sitting there, it's like this, like Black excellence. They're sitting there like, yeah. It's the billionaire brunch. You're like, unaware of anything going on here.
And listen, when 50 Cent says something like that, you can roll your eyes all you want. But the man has a track record of saying things that end up aging very well. That's what gets me about this whole situation. It didn't come out of nowhere. People have been hinting at this dynamic for years, and now it feels like the dam is breaking. Now, from what's come out, both Solange and Nicki Minaj can back this up. They've been saying that Beyoncé has always been the real villain.
So Beyoncé jumped down on you.
She jumped down. Oh, she was like on a windowsill.
Right.
We was in Vegas. She said, come on, I'm talking to her. She jumped down. She was like, and I'm like, wait, what is she doing? That stuff, that's me and Jay-Z stuff. This ain't got nothing to do with you, girl. Don't come
So Hov wasn't there?
I'm talking to Jay.
You're talking to Jay.
As soon as I talked to Jay, she jumped down, came over. I said, oh, look at this.
They about to jump you.
You lucky Solange wasn't there.
Yeah, you lucky Solange wasn't there.
And the one calling all the shots behind the scenes. I need everybody to sit with that for a second, because we're not talking about random internet trolls making stuff up. These are people who have been in Beyoncé's orbit, who have seen the inner workings up close. And they're apparently saying the same things independently of each other. How do you explain that? Let's talk about the kid situation first, because this one genuinely bothers me. Y'all know about Rymir, right? He's been trying to get Jay-Z to agree to a paternity test for basically a decade at this point. He's been saying that Jay-Z hooked up with his mother Wanda when she was around 16 years old.
This is Rymir Satterthwaite, and the resemblance to Jay-Z is low-key hilarious. Rymir's mother was 16 at the time she got pregnant with him, and according to Google, since he is now 32 and Jay-Z is 55, that would mean if Jay-Z is the father, Jay-Z was 23 at the time that Rymir was conceived and the mother was 16. You see the problem? Okay, so on to the case. On June 10, 2010, Rymir's mother, whose name is Wanda, filed a motion in Pennsylvania courts requesting that Jay-Z and another man named Robert Graves take a paternity test regarding her son, Rymir.
He's also claimed that Jay-Z's lawyers lied in court and then tried to walk it back by saying they misspoke. And here's the part that really gets under my skin. Rymir has said that Jay-Z fought these claims in court while trying to settle them quietly on the side.
The updates, what's going on. It's been a crazy couple weeks, y'all. I want to let y'all know that I have not stopped my fight. You know, I did withdraw my case. It's for a reason, y'all. It's not because I'm stopping with it or not going to refile it or anything like that. It's just a lot going on behind closed doors. That's only one case that we withdrew for right now. But it's a lot going on. You know how this industry works. These judges, these lawyers, these high celebrity people, they try to use all different types of tactics and call it what you want, bully tactics and different types of stuff to, you know, slow it down and just change the narrative.
So which one is it? You either don't think he's yours or you're trying to make it go away privately. Those two things don't match up. And the fact that nobody seems to press on that contradiction is wild to me. But it gets darker. Rymir has also alleged that someone tried to unalive him after he filed a civil suit against Jay-Z. He said shots were fired at him and that intimidation tactics have been used against his family for years. And according to Rymir and his family, Beyoncé played a key role in convincing Jay-Z not to acknowledge him and not to settle the case. Let me say that again so it sinks in. They believe the reason a man won't acknowledge his own potential child is because his wife told him not to. If that's true, that is a level of control that goes way beyond a normal marriage. And Rymir isn't the only one. There's also Leticia, who was born in 1990, according to claims after Jay-Z got into a relationship with her mother, Lisa. Word is Jay-Z bought Leticia a house in Cambridge, Maryland, and paid her bills. But get this, he wouldn't let her put pictures of him around her house. That was part of their deal. The man is willing to buy a whole property, but the condition is you can't even have a photo of your own father on display. That alone is something else. But it gets worse because from what people are saying, Jay-Z has since cut ties with Leticia completely. Her mother is in a wheelchair and they've been abandoned. And who told him to cut those ties? Beyoncé, if you believe the people telling it. If even half of this is accurate, we're talking about a woman who has systematically removed her husband's children from his life to protect whatever image or empire they've built together, and that is ice cold. And speaking of family dynamics, the claim is that Beyoncé is the one keeping her own half-siblings away from the rest of the Knowles family, and that Solange can confirm this. So it's not just Jay-Z's side getting cut off, it's her own blood too. That tells you something about the level of control we're talking about. This isn't just about managing a marriage. This is about managing every single person in the family's orbit. Now let's talk about the rules, because this part is kind of fascinating in a disturbing way. After the infamous 2014 elevator incident with Solange, insiders said Jay-Z was so grateful that Beyoncé didn't leave him that he basically agreed to follow a strict set of rules she put in place. He used to go out with the boys all the time that got shut down. He's not allowed to have one-on-one meetings with his female artists, according to people close to the situation. And a source even told Hollywood Life that Beyoncé was still specifically suspicious of Rihanna, saying there had been so many rumors over the years about her and Jay that it was hard to know what to believe. Apparently, Beyoncé keeps a very close eye on that situation, but Jay isn't banned from working with Rihanna, not yet at least. And can we just talk about the power dynamic here for a second? This is one of the most powerful men in music and entertainment, and he's operating under rules about who he can hang out with and who he can be in a room alone with. That doesn't sound like a partnership. That sounds like someone who got caught and handed over the keys to their entire life. They go to therapy and prioritize date nights to reconnect as a couple, reportedly, which sounds like it could be healthy in any other context. But when you layer it on top of everything else, the rules, the control over his children, the blacklisting, it starts to feel less like couples therapy and more like a management strategy. Now let's get into the blacklisting, because this is where the pattern becomes impossible to ignore. Remember Blue Cantrell? She was huge back in the day and then just vanished. Well, people are saying her disappearance had a lot to do with some kind of beef with Beyoncé because Jay-Z wanted Blue. There were rumors of a romantic relationship between them. When Blue was asked about it, she denied anything was going on, but did admit to Wendy Williams that she had a big crush on Jay.
Did she really have him locked down?
I think so. I think they're in love. No, I really do think they're in love. I have a big crush on him, though. I'll tell you that much.
Did you find
I still have a crush on him now.
Yes,
No, no, I didn't. No, I'm really selective about it.
What?
Really. I really like him, though. And I don't care. I don't care who he's dating. I always had a crush on him, though.
If he came in right now and we were all not here.
What?
I'm just saying, you're in New York.
Yeah, okay. And what?
If you ran into him and everything was right, would you make that play?
I wouldn't turn it down. Let's just put it that way.
And then poof, career gone. You see where this is going. Then there's Maya. This woman had over 3.2 million album sales across her career, won several awards, had a Grammy nomination, and her songs were smashing the top charts. She was a legitimate star. But after she collaborated with Jay-Z on the remix of her hit Best of Me, rumors started swirling that something was going on between them. And because things didn't go well with the Carters after that, from what's been said, her career got sabotaged too. And the list just keeps going. Amerie, Teairra Marie, Keri Hilson, Rihanna, and even Maya again, who has actually been very vocal about her experience. She went into detail about how she refused to participate in certain rituals to sell records and flat out said Beyoncé is not as innocent as she portrays herself.
Even when I met Jay-Z and I signed to Roc Nation, the first thing he told me to do is get plastic surgery. I'm not insecure because I would have got plastic surgery. So their argument of Maya's fucking insecure, that's why she needs to fucking massage her ego, fails because you turn around and ask them, what women do you know who hasn't had plastic surgery around you? All of them have. I'm the only one who didn't, which already proves the fact it's not insecurity. Because if I was insecure, I would have done that 100 times over.
And that she's fully aware of and willingly participates in everything. And here's the thing, Nicki Minaj has been saying the same stuff. She implied she's been sabotaged professionally by Jay-Z and his associates, and that it's actually the reason she doesn't release music. She said an unnamed party tried to damage her relationship with her spouse, and that efforts to turn him against her involved lies and friends in high places. Nicki also said some things specifically about Beyoncé, suggesting she's just like Jay-Z or possibly even worse. And now word is, Nicki is backing even more serious allegations about the Carters, including claims about them keeping people against their will and transporting unconscious people across borders on planes. And let's not forget what Rihanna's former publicist, Jonathan, said. He specifically claimed he was stopped by federal agents, who were keeping close tabs on Jay-Z.
Jay-Z and Beyoncé are shook. For sure. Once again, I know that they are so scared of an indictment coming down. A superseding indictment with Jay-Z and Beyoncé.
And that Jay was being investigated for transporting females across borders. People have been alleging that Beyoncé either supplied them or at the very least knew about the whole thing. So where does this leave us? We've got 50 Cent pointing the finger at Beyoncé, Nicki Minaj backing it up with her own experiences, Solange allegedly getting tired of covering for her sister and pulling away, multiple female artists whose careers mysteriously tanked after getting too close to Jay-Z, abandoned children cut off at Beyoncé's direction, if you believe the sources, and a pattern of control that stretches across every aspect of Jay-Z's personal and professional life. Now look, I'm not sitting here telling you all of this is confirmed fact. A lot of this is alleged, a lot of it is word on the street. But when this many different people who don't even know each other keep saying the same thing over and over again, you have to at least ask the question. And the question that keeps hanging in the air, the one nobody's been able to answer yet, if Beyoncé really has been the mastermind behind everything this whole time, how much longer can that stay hidden?